new and improved
Yes,
and
we do.
updated top 10 Major League Baseball power rankings, and some pretty decent movement here this
There's
week.
a lot of movement.
Yeah.
Starting with number 10, they were not ranked last week. The Giants.
Yeah, as you talked about them earlier.
Yeah.
Really under the radar, successful season. You know, they're in a playoff spot. They're not far behind the Dodgers right now, who are probably the second best team in the National League. They're right on their heels.
Yep.
They're 61-51 and playing really good baseball. They pitch really well. They play really good defense, and they score enough runs to win the most of their ball games. So Giants here at 10, and first time in the power rankings, I think this year in total, but at least first time in a long time.
Number 9, also not ranked last week, going on a bit of a tear. The Phillies.
Yeah, Phillies playing good baseball. They're also 61-51 in a playoff spot as we currently sit. It always just felt like a matter of time for the Phillies. Like, when is the offense going to figure it out? When is Trey Turner going to figure it out? They just had, and I'm not ready to yet say they're not struggling, but Kyle Schwarber and Trey Turner in that lineup have just been a real struggle bus this year. But the team has played good throughout it. So they're sitting here at 61-51 throughout a lot of those struggles. They're pitching well with Nola and Wheeler. They're a really good team. Obviously, the reigning champs. They're here at number 9.
Number 8, slowly trying to climb their way back up the power rankings, up one spot, the Tampa Bay Rays.
Yeah, the Rays just, they got that big bump down about a month ago. I think it was 3 weeks ago, big bump down. And they really they continue to just be a good, not great baseball team. They have a great record, 68-46, but good, not great. And that's why they're just kind of treading water down here between like 6 and 10 in that range. Yeah.
Number 7, another team kind of going on a tear, up 3 spots, the Cubs.
How about the Cubbies? I mean, they're 58-54 now. They went on that really long win streak, and I don't have the numbers here right in front of me, but I would argue to say they've been the best team in baseball since the All-Star break. Them and the Rangers probably right there neck and neck. But yeah, it's just a vibe there in Wrigley right now.
A great vibe.
I love it. I love what they're doing. I love that they kept Belly and kept Stroman, and I know he's on the IL right now, but they went for it.
You did.
They went on that win streak. The team forced them to go for it. And the one thing you don't want as a front office is for your team to be on the bubble, play lights out for the week leading up to the trade deadline, give you no reason to sell, and then right after the trade deadline, stink it up and fall out of the race. They've rewarded their front office for being buyers.
Yeah.
And they went out and got Candelario, who's been phenomenal, hitting over 500 since he's gotten back to the Cubs. So yeah, Cubbies rolling. They're here at number 7.
Opposite of what the Angels have done since the trade deadline.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move to number 6, up 1 spot, the Blue Jays.
Yeah, Blue Jays with a big sweep of the Red Sox. That was a big series. They're 63-50. They came into the series with the Red Sox 3 games back of them for that final playoff spot, and they swept them in
Knocked
Boston.
them to the bottom.
Yeah. So a big shakeup there now the Red Sox are bottom of the division. That was a big one. If the Red Sox had swept that series, we'd be talking about them potentially in a playoff spot.
Definitely.
And the Blue Jays out of it. They did exactly what they needed to do on the road in Boston, which is not an easy place to win.
All right, moving to your top 5. At number 5, the Dodgers, down 2 spots.
Yeah, I mean, look, the Dodgers are playing good baseball. They win that weekend series against the Padres on the road. That was a big win for them. I ended up bumping them down because of the teams in front of them. I feel like have, especially spoiler alert, especially the Rangers. Just they had taken a little step back. I feel like, and now they're on this win streak. They haven't. We'll talk about them in a minute.
Yeah, they've been great.
Dodgers are. I didn't bump them down because of how they've been playing.
Still in the top 5.
They're top 5 team.
Yeah,
they're top 5 team. I think they're the second best team in the National League, and yeah, they're really good.
All right, number 4, the Astros, holding strong at number 4.
Yeah, the Astros did what they needed. That weekend series against the Yankees, 4-game series, ended up splitting there. So I know the Yankees haven't been great, but still a tough place to go into and win. Good series before that. And the pickup of Justin, they did exactly what that rotation got so much better. And we've seen it now since that addition. Framber with the no-hitter.
Yep.
Hunter Brown with a great quality start in Yankee Stadium, his first start there. Justin's really good start against the rotation got a huge boost, right? You didn't just add the reigning Cy Young winner and one of the best pitchers ever. You added a guy that is going to bring a lot to that rotation, and you can already see that paying off. I think that's huge for the Astros. They're here at number 4.
All right. Number 3, you mentioned them a moment ago. Up 2 spots, the Rangers.
Yeah, the Rangers haven't lost since the trade deadline. They haven't lost since the trade deadline.
They had the best trade deadline, too. We talked about it earlier.
I think they've shown that they had the best. You can't argue that they had the best deadline. They did a lot, and they addressed their weaknesses. So I will say, and I have no problem saying, the Rangers had the best deadline, adding Scherzer, adding Jordan Montgomery, adding Chris Stratton, adding Aroldis Chapman. They did a lot, and it's paid off big time. Huge help for them, and they have not lost since they made those decisions. So, Rangers here at number 3.
And at number 2, the AL East leaders holding that number 2 spot, the Orioles.
The AL East leading Orioles, and they got to 70 wins. They're sitting at 70 wins on the season. One of only 2 teams to reach the 70-win mark. They're on a win streak currently. They sweep the Mets in the weekend series. Man, I just love this team. It's so much fun. It's such a vibe there. The O's are a vibe, and they're a great vibe. They're here at number 2.
And number 1, holding strong, the other team with 70 wins, the Braves.
Yeah, the Braves are the best team in baseball. 70 and 39, in my opinion, are the best team in baseball. The deepest lineup.
Yep.
Great pitching. Just got Max Fried back. We saw him dominating his return against the Cubbies. By the way, bumped the Cubs up. Forgot to mention that they've been playing great baseball, but they just beat the Braves at home in that weekend series.
They did.
That's a statement series for them. Playing really well. You decide to buy at the deadline. Then you got the Braves coming to town, and you beat them there. So I wanted to mention that about the Cubs. But the Braves are the best team in baseball still. Nothing changes there for me. Matt Olson is just on a different level currently.
Here he comes.
We could see him pass Shohei in the coming days because of the way Shohei's getting pitched without Mike Trout. I don't know the day that Mike Trout's coming back, but it can't come soon enough
they
for
need
Shohei.
him. Shohei needs him back. The team needs him back.
Yeah, absolutely. But top to bottom, lineup wise, everybody in the Braves lineup, their OPS is better than league average OPS. Every single player. The pitching staff, phenomenal. Spencer Strider, my pick for NL Cy Young Award. Feel really good about that. Max Fried coming back. He hasn't pitched most all year. Comes back and dominates. Kyle Wright coming back at some point. Charlie Morton throws well. They're so good. They're so good. And they're here at number 1 to round out this week's top 10 Major League Baseball Power Rankings.